Hey, I want to give a shout out to Cheryl Ehrhart. Her comment on YouTube proves what a bunch of psychotic, megalomaniac, God complex, mentally ill sociopaths, sorry about that guardian ad litem's typically are. So I did a video about guardian ad litem's, how I'd made mine look stupid, and then she attacked me and said, we guardian ad litem's look out for the best interest of the child. What we do has not, basically she's saying what we do has nothing to do with you. If you're a bad parent, we have a duty to tell the court. I'm a devoted parent who got custody of my daughter, and I had guardian ad litem's lying about me like most of you do. And this stupid ass bitch, Cheryl, comes on here and says, us guardian ad litem's, we are the oracle of God, and we are perfectly holy, righteous angels, and we never lie. This shows what a bunch of megalomaniac, God complex, arrogant pricks guardian ad litem's are. They think because they got molested by their dad, or they got beat up by their dad or their mom's boyfriend, usually the stepdad, because mothers are more dangerous, because mothers invite abuse and violence into the home way more than fathers do, and mothers commit 60% of child abuse and at least 75% of domestic violence. But this Cheryl lady says, James, you're talking about two corrupt guardian ad litem's. Well, we guardian ad litem's are supposed to do what's best for the kids. That's what you're supposed to do, you stupid ass bitch. But you know what? Murderers are not supposed to murder. Child molesters are not supposed to molest. Drug dealers are not supposed to deal drugs. Yet they do anyway. And there's people in government who do that stuff. And politicians and people with law degrees. You know what guardian ad litem's usually are? They're either social workers or they're lawyers. What do lawyers do for a living? They lie all the time. And this psycho bitch is saying, we are perfectly holy and righteous. Now, check this out. I've showed you guys and talked about Stuart Greenberg. If you look up Stuart Greenberg or Google it, Seattle Times Stuart Greenberg, he was the #1 parenting evaluator in the greater Seattle area for 2 decades. Then this evil dude was caught secretly videotaping women and children in his office bathroom and then videotaping himself, pleasing himself to those videos. And he's a psychologist. He's greater than this Cheryl bitch because she's probably a lawyer. And think about this. Lawyers or social workers, they're not even child psychologists, and they sit there and they know what's best for a kid. See, she's presuming that they're called on board to find out who's the abuser. She's automatically assuming guilt, just like a Ku Klux Klan racist judge or racist jury is assuming guilt on a black man accused of a crime. She has the same bigotry against fathers. But guess what? She's attacking me because I'm talking about guardian ad litem's are corrupt. Is she in there saying, oh, we got to rescue the kids from these predominantly, mostly abusive parents, the mothers? She didn't say that because she's a psychotic feminist probably. This shows you how delusional and mentally ill these people are, and they think they're God's gift to family court and to families. This lady defies the Supreme Court. If she's an attorney, then she looks like an even dumber bitch because she took an oath to uphold the Constitution. She's running around telling people, us guardian ad litem's are the oracle. A guardian ad litem is one witness in a case. Stuart Greenberg was one witness in a case, supposedly an expert. Guardian ad litem's are total strangers in your life who go and watch kids with parents, and all they ever do most of the time is they interview the mother and interview the father. Maybe they interview a therapist, and the mother has the child brainwashed and the therapist brainwashed and the mother's a liar, and the guardian ad litem believes whatever the liar says, like a stupid jackass. And they go and report to the court what the liar said. The liar is already reporting, the mother's already reporting stuff to the court. She's already bringing in the therapist's report. She's already telling the hearsay what the child's saying. The guardian ad litem is moot. There's no purpose for a guardian ad litem because all they do is go and repeat what everybody else already said. And the court says, well, the guardian ad litem interviewed and the guardian ad litem came to this conclusion, so I'm just going to adopt what the guardian ad litem said. And the guardian ad litem is a stupid jackass with their own personal prejudices. And this stupid bitch is pretending that guardian ad litems don't have their own personal prejudices. Stuart Greenberg was a sexually deviant pervert, and 90% of the time, probably 100% of the time, if he reported custody to the mom or custody to the dad, it's because the woman that he interviewed at his therapy office didn't give him sexual gratification or denied his sexual advances, so he made a recommendation against her. My opposing attorney, Donald Wayne Farrell of Seattle, Washington, on 96th Street Northeast off of Lake City Way in Seattle. He would lose cases on purpose for women clients. He'd go to court and he wouldn't file the proper paperwork, or he'd make a mistake and they'd lose. And then they would lose their kids, lose their home, go broke because he racked up a bill. And he'd say, oh, you poor little thing, you can come live with me. This guardian ad litem bitch, Cheryl, would have loved Don Farrell, would have respected whatever he did because they're all in the same club if they're in the bar. Then Don Farrell, when he coerced a woman to live with him because she didn't have a place to go, then he said, don't worry about your bill. You can work off your bill by doing free legal secretary work. So he forced them to be in a desperate situation of destitution so they would have to work for free for him. So he had a slave labor operation. I met a woman, and I show you guys the documents in a video on my YouTube channel. It's on the video where I talk about David Contos, where I talk about a couple different corrupt attorneys, including that guy, Don Farrell. So I talked to 5 of his female victims. And this guardian ad litem is part of the bar, probably an attorney and part of the bar association that allows this kind of stuff, because I reported it to the bar. I cited the Sherry Waterman's declaration, which is public. She sued Don Farrell for malpractice and won. She told me she found out he did that to 20 women clients. So for, 10 years or so, he had a woman client in his office for 5 or 6 months doing free work because he set her up to be he had a slave labor camp in his home. Now, he set them up so they would do it voluntarily because he was careful and cautious. These are the sexually deviant pervert manipulators in family court, and this bitch is saying we're part of the family court system and we're the holy righteous angels sent by God to investigate. Washington State has case law that says the court does not have to listen to a guardian ad litem or a parenting evaluator. That's one person. The court has to listen to the mother, the father, and any other evidence and witness, including a guardian ad litem, but they could disregard the mother or the father or the guardian ad litem throughout the entire report or listen or agree with parts of it. The judge listens to evidence like in any other court case, like in the O.J. Simpson case. The jury, which is the judge of criminal court. In family court, you have a judge, you don't have a jury. But in the O.J. Simpson case, the jury did not believe the prosecutor, didn't believe the prosecutor's forensic blood expert. O.J. had a defense forensic blood expert that said something's wrong with the way that they're taking blood from the lab and planting it at the scene of the crime and stuff like that. They didn't believe any of the expert witnesses on the prosecutor side. A judge doesn't have to believe anything a guardian ad litem says, but this bitch says a judge does. Why? Because she's used to judges just giving in and doing that. But case law in Washington State, in the Court of Appeals and Supreme Court, there's Judge Mary Yu, who's now on the Supreme Court. When she was a Superior Court judge, she threw out a guardian ad litem, a psych eval, a parenting evaluator's report, which is greater than a guardian ad litem because they're usually a psychologist. Threw out their report, said, I don't have to listen to the report. And the Court of Appeals agreed with her. And now she's a Supreme Court judge. So case law says that guardian ad litems are just a witness that's not automatically believable. And this bitch is saying, we're always doing whatever's right. You're supposed to do what's in the best interest of the child, but also murderers are not supposed to murder because there's laws on the books. Just because something's on the books and on a piece of paper and you have an ethical code doesn't mean that you're following it. Mafia business owners are supposed to exercise good business practices. Martha Stewart was not supposed to do insider trading or lie about it, but she did anyway. Guardian ad litems are supposed to do what's in the best interest of the child. They almost never do that. And I exposed them in my case, and this bitch is so mad that one of her radical feminists with the same demons that they're possessed with got schooled by me. So she comes on and said, we're supposed to do this. No shit, bitch, but you're not. And the fact that you're so easily triggered shows what a demonic, psychotic, mentally ill, child-abusing bitch you are, because you think you just randomly take kids away from parents. But the Supreme Court says you have to assume that parents act in the best interest. This chick jumped on here and said, if you're a bad parent, we have to report it to the court. No shit. But you usually don't because you believe the liar. Psychotic, evil, mentally ill, pathological lying, double-talking, hypocritical bitch is this Cheryl Ehrhart lady. And she exposed herself with the way she was triggered, and I'm screenshotting it in case she erases the comment. And she shows that this professional is out here trolling some dude who got full custody because she doesn't like a dad getting full custody. She's a radical feminist, hairy armpit, hairy leg, bitch who got molested by her dad and hates all men because of it. It's not our fault.